is where it starts. Thank you, firstly, to the guys from the Ford Heritage Election. Where's he gone? We went that way. Ivan and all the boys for welcoming us down to Dagenham tonight to see us off. Secondly, thank you very much to Harry. Harry's our guest speaker. If you've read the latest Cortina book, you'll know all about this guy. He's an absolute legend. He's a really, really nice fella, and he's just about to do a little bit of his talk that he does, which we've already been exposed to. I don't know how much you want to go into. You've got as long as you want, half hour.
2 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
Because you want to get to Cortina. Maybe about 20 minutes would be enough.
Yeah. But Harry's going to do a little talk about his time with Fords and Cortinas and the stuff that he experienced over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, Harry Calton.
Thank you very much indeed. I suppose if we're honest with ourselves, Ford owes a great deal to the Cortina. Because without the Cortina, it would not be where it is today. In my time, I joined Ford in the early 50s, and it was the battle for market leadership in Britain. It was between Ford and BMC. BMC always was slightly ahead of us. Even though we launched the Anglia in 1959, and the assembly plant, which was on the other side of the road there, we were the first manufacturer in Britain to produce cars at the rate of 1,000 a day. And to some extent, Cortina grew out of the rivalry between Ford of Britain and Ford of Germany. You have to remember World War II had only ended in 1946 until 1962, so there was not a great deal of interchange between Ford of Britain and Ford of Germany. It was very much a rivalry. Patrick Hennessy, who was managing director of Ford of Britain at that time, and I have to say that to some extent it was known as the Hennessy Motor Company rather than Ford. He ran the place, and he discovered that Ford of Germany had been commissioned to build a small car for Ford in the United States, which would be produced in Germany and then exported into the United States. So not to be outdone, he commissioned the Cortina. In those days, we gave everything a code name, and we discovered that the Ford of Germany project was known as the Cardinal, so we called ours the Archbishop. However, what we didn't realise was that it was actually named after the cardinal bird in the United States rather than the Roman Catholic Church. However, we put Cortina, and Cortina was developed in the 105e Anglia, and it identified a new sector of the market for a slightly larger motor car. Because if you think at that stage, we were building the 100e Popular, 105e Anglia, the Consul Classic, and the Consul 375, and the Zephyr. So Hennessy decided that the Cortina, as it was called, would be known as the Consul. And it was actually badged Consul 215 and Consul 225. And all our initial press photography was shot with those badges. However, in order to sell into Europe, we were told by the national sales companies that Consul was far too English, so therefore we had to come up with another name. So we generated the name Cortina. Strangely enough, when Cortina went out of production, when we went on to Sierra, we were then told, or market research said, that Cortina was far too English to use on the car that would replace it. So that was how we got the name Sierra. However, Cortina, thanks very largely to my ultimate boss, Walter Hayes, who was Director of Public Affairs, we decided that Ford had an image which was to some extent blue collar, but also fairly mundane and staid. And even though we'd done things with the Anglia, we didn't really have that much of an image for motorsport. So early in the program, thanks to Hayes, we had a relationship with Colin Chapman at Lotus, which actually stemmed back because Hayes, before he joined Ford, had been editor of the Sunday Dispatch newspaper. Colin Chapman had been his motoring correspondent. So there was an interchange there. And Cosworth was in the early stages of its development. And we had a research centre in Birmingham. And they developed what became known as the Cosworth A2 camshaft. So when Cortina was launched, in order that we couldn't just sell the car here in Britain, we needed to sell to the national sales companies. So there was the big sales gathering at Montlhéry in France, with Ford of Germany in one corner, Ford of Britain in the other. So to some extent it developed into a great get soft match. Who was going to sell what to whom? And the Germans appeared with theirs, and the dealers drove them, and the national sales companies drove them. Ford of Britain appeared with the Cortina, and they drove them. And then just before they started to drive, we produced a prototype of the Cortina GT, which has the Cosworth A2 cam in it, and a very open exhaust system. And we had one of the test drivers rush that round Montlhéry. And I think, if anything, it was motorsport that carried the day. And we persuaded the national sales companies, most of the national sales companies, to take Cortina in preference to the Towner's 12M. And at that stage, we were launching against the Morris 1100, which was launched and received a very good press because, from a mechanical standpoint, hydroelastic suspension, front-wheel drive, all the things that journalists love to write about. When Cortina was fairly staid, front engine, rear-wheel drive, but it did have a 4-speed, all-synchronous gearbox, which was actually a first for its time. We completed the sales launch. On day one, every dealer in Britain had 25 cars in stock. Unheard of. Because at that time, in the late 50s, early 60s, there was such a shortage of new rally cars that if you went and ordered a car, 6 to 9 months was the average waiting list. And there we were selling rally cars, but you could go into a Ford dealership, order a Cortina, and knew that you would actually get delivery between 4 to 6 weeks, which was unheard of. And because of the motorsport, the increasing interest in motorsport, rising incomes in the 60s, Lotus Cortina, initially Cortina GT came in, won the British Touring Car Championship, followed by Lotus Cortina, became an excellent rally car, and we went off in '64 and won the Safari Rally. The Cortina actually, within its time, became a great enthusiast motor car. So much so that we had a number of racing drivers that were associated with us. And in '64, having won virtually all the touring car championships that we were having, we decided to do what you ladies and gentlemen plan to do today, is go to Cortina to celebrate. Again, it was a great occasion, but it actually developed into something, to use the expression, a get stuff match between the racing drivers and the rally drivers. We had an enormous snowball fight, which is where Jim Clark did his back and put himself out of racing for 2 months. But more importantly, the bob ski run. Colin Chapman took one look at that and said, I reckon we could get a motor car. So he was the first to drive down. Then Jim Clark went down, and Vic Elford was in the rally team. He went down. It gradually got quicker and quicker and quicker. We then discovered that under those conditions, actually on the bobsled run, that the front suspension struts would actually come out through the top of the wing. And if you look at some of the photographs, you'll see that the bonnets on those motor cars have a big dent in them on either side, which was actually the front suspension struts. Thank goodness Walter Hayes called a halt to it before someone was killed. This building here in particular used to belong to the delivery agents, Silcock and Collin. It was here that we had a lot of the motor cars prepared for the press demonstrations, and just some of the rally cars were actually prepared here as well. So this building on its own actually has quite a history. And as you appreciate, Cortina became a legend in its own lifetime. From Mark I to Mark II to 3 to 4. Only when we got to Sierra, that we felt the car was changing so much that it was time for a new name, and we walked away from that good old English name, Cortina. Anyway, have a great trip. Stay off the bobsled run, please, because we won't be there to fly anybody back. Generally enjoy yourselves. And I just say thank you for your loyalty to the brand. All appreciates it. Just go out and enjoy yourselves and safe driving. Thank you very much.
Another quick thank you to Harry for giving up his time and coming down. It is appreciated.
If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to try and answer.
With the matey.
Who actually figured out the name?
It actually came out through the advertising agency. It was actually we felt, we were told by the National Sales Company we were going to sell it in London. If we just called it Consul, it would just be regarded as another British motor car. Therefore, we needed to give it a European identity. And Cortina, at that time, I don't know if that happened today, Renault made a point of any desirable name for a motor car, they would register it. And when we went through the books, we realised that Cortina had a certain sort of glamour about it because of its association with the Winter Olympics. And it was actually a name which hadn't been registered by anybody else. So that was how we got the name Cortina. And it actually ran quite nicely on the tongue, Consul Cortina. And it was always officially known as the Consul Cortina, even though everybody called it Cortina. In the same way that we went to great lengths to call it the Cortina Lotus. And that ended up as the Lotus Cortina. So you can't win them all.
You sold it.
Any other questions? Someone must have anything else.
Harry. Yes, before you go. Little something for you.
Thank you very much.
And I know you like that.
Oh yes.
Thank you very much indeed for coming down here and giving up some time.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. You're going through France, aren't you? Yeah. Be careful.
Thank you. Do you want to do your say? Well, did Brian want to say something before we?
Brian.
Brian.
Do you?
Very quickly, I'd just like to thank you all for coming really. I hope you've enjoyed your time in the workshop. Harry's given you a bit of an idea of where the workshop's come from and how old it is. It's certainly one of the oldest buildings on the Dagenham estate, along with the engine plant. Our aim here with this collection is basically to keep these cars roadworthy and to keep them used. It's not a museum, which is why this place isn't open to the public, and I hope you feel a little bit privileged to have had a look around. But our objective is to keep these cars MOT, text, roadworthy, and out there with journalists or dealers or other people. But yeah, no, so thank you very much. And I always find something, and I put good luck on it, which was not really the appropriate sentiment, because you're not going to need luck, but just best wishes for a really great trip. And I hope it works well for you. And thank you for bringing the BBC with you. Fantastic, thank you.
Harry,
Thank you so much for coming.
And there's a little
Wonderful.
memory of us being here.
Yeah. Brilliant.
We have that for you.
That's fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
That's wonderful, thank you. That will go in pride of place in the workshop.